Hello and welcome to Jill Cameron Creations. Today I am sharing with you my Tardis Svg card. So it's a cut file that I created about two and a half years ago, and it's been on my website for a while, but I decided I would update it today and add a little bit more to it. So it's the card base, which is the wide part there, and then there's two panels that go on the inside of the card, and then there is a back panel here. And I'm making sure that I had that correct because it's been almost 2 years since I've done this. And then I have also the window panes that go on the outside and the header for the top of the card. So now I'm going to put this together. And I see now that my camera is a little crooked. I am so sorry about that. I will get that fixed. Okay. So the one thing that you'll need to cut on your own that I don't include with the cut file is you'll need to cut some vellum that is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches squared, and that's what's going to fill in your windows. And then a little strip to also go for the light that's on top of the TARDIS. And I'm just using liquid glue. This is the inside of the card, so I'm actually going to cover up the panels, the inside of the panels, so you don't see the edge of the vellum, with the blue panels over there that are on the right. If you're wondering what color cardstock I am using, it is Pacific Point by Stampin' Up. I have a couple of other options I think that will work as well, but this is Pacific Point by Stampin' Up, and it is just truly TARDIS blue. I don't have any other color for it other than it's just truly TARDIS blue. So I'm using liquid adhesive to stick everything together, adhere everything together, and you see my pretty purple hair there. Woo! And it goes together very, very quickly. The cut file is in my resource library. It is also, it's a free download, it's totally free, and I've had a couple people actually email me and tell me that they made wedding invitations with this card, a lot of different things, that birthday cards, etc., etc. So I actually decided that I would do this and finish it off a little bit with an actual character, and I'm going to Copic color that character. And it is from the greeting form. He has a digi stamp, and it's Dressy Edward is the name of the stamp, and I have a link to it below, of course. And I also have a link to all the products that I'm using below, you know, all the cardstock. Since I'm not a Stampin' Up demonstrator anymore, I can't link to the specific cardstock. However, I will see if I can find some other companies that have similar colors, and of course, if you know a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can get Pacific Point and make yourself a beautiful TARDIS card. This card is just super simple. Now, the one thing that is that I included in the card is where the doors fold in from the outside in. I included dashed cut lines so that it's easy to actually fold. See how easy that was? It's really easy to actually fold the doors in. They also overlap, see, just a shade, so that you can could put a latch on it if you wanted to, and they close. You can put a character on it like I did and keep it closed if you wanted to. It's a lot of different options, but the doors on the front are supposed to overlap just a shade so that you can put something on it to keep them closed. And then the window frames just go straight down. Sorry, my head's in the way there. I was making sure that it was lined up completely, and my head will get in the way again here in just a second. Sorry. The greeting farm digi stamp that I have is Dressy Edward, and I bought it actually several years ago, I think, and downloaded it to use it for a Doctor Who card, and never did. And I remembered the other day that I had this when I was looking at the Greeting Farm's new digi stamps that they have that are like all the different scenes and stuff, and I was playing with just some digi stamps, and I said, oh my gosh, I actually have Dressy Edward. He looks like David Tennant's version of the Doctor, the 10th Doctor. So I colored him up, and he kind of looks like David Tennant, so that's what I went with. And if you haven't seen, check my Instagram. There's a bunch of pictures over there of my hair. I colored it purple. It's not permanent. It's the washout overtone stuff, and I'm super excited about it. It's so fun. Anyway, so I wanted, instead of it to be really flat, I wanted all of my stuff to have a little bit more depth to it. So I took some black Soot Distress Oxide ink and put it on the end of an ink blender here, and it's one of those little finger ink blenders, and I'm just putting black soot all over everything, all the edges of all the things, and it really did lend a great depth to this. I didn't want to do it in blue because if you watch the show, the TARDIS, it gets dirty, and she looks banged up, and you know, that kind of thing, and it's not necessarily just a blue color that's still there. She's scorched in places, and bless her heart, the old girl has just been through so much. So I also went ahead and did the edges of this. This made such a big difference in this card. The other thing that I'm going to do as well is add a little bit of colored pencil where all of the lines at the top of the TARDIS are supposed to be, because I don't have those in different sections there, and I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible to build this TARDIS. So where actually the top of the TARDIS has the different levels leading up to the light on the top, instead of including those as different cut pieces, I actually just left it flat, but I did the indentations on the top. So to give that a little bit more depth, I add some colored pencil, and I just took a colored pencil and literally roughed out a line around the edge of it, and that's it. That's all I did. And it makes such a big difference when you add little details like that. That's pretty much it. When I start coloring our Dressy Edward, and that's David Tennant actually, I'm going to turn on some music in just a second and put that in. But I wanted you to see the updated version of this card and the updated instructions that I have right here. And of course I'm updating the blog as well and sharing some tips and tricks, and some alternate cutting mats and some alternate blades will be linked over there for you too. So because everybody needs options, and I am doing I use Silhouette Studio, as y'all know, and I'm still using my Silhouette Studio now I've gotten tongue-tied. My Silhouette Cameo, I'm still using the 3. I don't have a 4. I don't have plans on buying a 4 yet. So instead of this saying police call box or police public box or whatever it says on the top, I honestly don't remember off the top of my head because it's been a while since I've actually watched the show, I pulled out my MFT Essential Sentiment stamp set, and there is a sentiment in there that says love always wins. And I am a firm believer of that. Love always wins no matter what. Kindness is not a weakness. Kindness is a strength. Love is a strength. And I think that maybe we have kind of lost sight of that a little bit here lately. Actually, I think we've lost sight of that completely here lately. And I believe that no matter what in this world, kindness always wins. And I believe that love always wins as well. So I think we need a little bit more of that in this world. And here is the doctor that's going to tell us that here in just a few minutes. So now I'm going to take that pencil really quick and sketch that edge out on the top of our TARDIS. And I just pulled a darker blue pencil out. I didn't pay any attention to what kind of, what color it is or anything like that. I think it's my Prismacolor pencils. I'm pretty sure they are. And I literally just sketched a line over the top of it, and you can see it better in real life than you can on camera, but it just lends that little bit of depth to the top of it. You could probably get away with actually making that line a lot darker than what I did, and it look a lot more realistic at the top there. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to color our Edward here. Isn't he cute? Doesn't he look like the doctor? Ah, looks like 10 with that hair. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to play a little bit of music while I Copic color, and of course the colors I use will be listed in the product description down below, and enjoy the coloring. finished up here with our doctor, and I did his tie and stuff in blue, and of course Soot in brown. Ta-da! I couldn't get the Converse, but I did do those in a little bit of gray, so they looked a little bit more white than anything. Okay, so how do you get your Tardis card SVG file? Head over to my blog, fill out the little form that's on the page, and you'll get the email. You'll also be signed up for my newsletter. So go ahead and head over there and grab your Tardis card. You'll also have access to my resource library that's over there with some other SVG files in it and some organizational stuff. Also, don't forget that we have the courses over on Thinkific that are the Card Makers 101, and then also my monthly membership program that is the Card Makers Society, and check that out. It's a 3-day free subscription trial to that. And also, I know I have so much going on right now. We are doing 30 days of cards.